Once you've satisfied your hunger, get ready for more of the hottest casino games in Vegas. Our 24-hour, 30-table non-smoking poker room proudly hosts all the most popular poker games with a variety of betting limits. Visit the poker room for a schedule of daily tournaments. Whether you're going to hold 'em or fold 'em, the best place for poker is at South Point Casino. You'll notice that our craps tables are usually the loudest in the casino. If you've never played, join one of our free craps lessons to find out what makes this game so exciting. Check with the craps dealer for schedules and give it a roll. Bingo is also an exciting way to spend your time. We offer 7 sessions of bingo every day.
Bingo!
And each session includes a cash ball jackpot, 12 bingo games, a progressive double action game, and a $10,000 bonus coverall. Electronic units are available. If you haven't played bingo with us, give it a try today. Guests can also get in on the action at our one-of-a-kind race and sports books. 2 separate rooms designed to maximize your experience and comfort. Our sports book, with over 400 seats, puts you right in the middle of the action, 24 hours a day. The friendly ticket writers are happy to help, and it's conveniently located next to the famous Del Mar Deli, where you'll find supersized portions of delicious deli items like roast beef, pastrami, and Reuben sandwiches, or soups, salads, and pizza. Plus spectacular desserts fit for a king. And right next door is the race book. Over 150 seats, each with its own TV screen. There are 16 interactive player terminals, so you can bet right from your seat.
It's Friday the 13th. What was that? It's Friday the 13th.
That's it, exactly.
It's Friday the 13th, so close the umbrella, put the ladder away, and watch out for black cats crossing your path. But don't worry, today's show will be lucky for our viewers because we have 3 guests today, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us for Lunch with Punch. We're here at the South Point Casino. It's crazy in here right now. There's a bunch of cowboys here. We got the NFR in town, so South Point is alive. Come on down. Come at night. You got to see the Christmas lights outside. This show's a fun mix of sports, comedy, conversation, some viral videos, and some smart betting advice. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And today's show is going to be so good that I am more excited to open it than this kid was to open his Christmas present.
Open all the way.
Crank it up, Sean, please. There we go. So the kid got Bills Lions tickets. He's like crying.
Come here.
I mean, it is going to be the game of the weekend. Look, and he's got a jersey in there. He doesn't care. He just wants to hold his tickets.
Show us what you got.
I love you. I mean, come on.
Adorable.
That was worth getting, was it not? Look, he's got his... Yeah, how cute is that? So, Merry Christmas to that kid getting an early present. Pretty cool.
You know, it's so amazing how sports change, Frank, because 20 years ago, the kid would have been crying because the game would have been so terrible.
Bills and Lions.
Bills, Lions. What? Now it's without question one of the 3 best games of the NFL regular season.
It has to be. Jeff, excellent job. In the fourth quarter of the hour today, Judge Chris Andrews will be back with gavel in hand. Eagles superfan Deb Witcas returns at about the halfway point of the show to talk about her Eagles versus my Steelers. But here for the kickoff, the OG host of Sports by the Book. And it is Friday the 13th. I don't know if that's why he's wearing his Devils jersey. But ladies and gentlemen, it's Jeff Parles. We haven't seen him in a couple of weeks.
I should. Why am I? I'm applauding for myself. Wow. What a giant ego I have.
Did you read that? Did you wear that because of the 13th?
Didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to say I did it now.
Yes. Yes.
But no, look, it was... I will say not as cold as I thought it was going to be when I went outside today because it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my goodness! Yesterday, look, we live in Las Vegas. We can't.
When it was 52 degrees.
Not by the time the sun went down last night.
It got to 31 last night.
It was below freezing when I woke up to put the heat on in the middle of the night.
That is true. It was like 31 degrees.
But no, I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't worn this on Frank's show. This is actually the On the back, it says Parles.
It does.
I did not buy this jersey.
You've told the story about it.
So when I was in high school, Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the National Hockey League, his daughter was a few years in front of me in my high school.
Okay.
Bettman lived in one of the wealthy towns. Four towns went to my high school: Allendale, Hohokus, Upper Saddle River, and Saddle River. That's a town in New Bergen.
Hohokus.
Hohokus.
Do they do a massive Christmas thing every year? Hohokus?
Not as much as you would have expected.
I would think they would.
But so we wanted I won the day in the NHL offices back in 2010. And Commissioner Bettman was nice enough.
What do you mean you won the day?
So it was like an auction of some sort. So it was like one of those draws.
Oh, okay.
And my name got
won a day in the office of the NHL.
Yeah, so it was me and one other kid spent the day in the NHL offices.
Wow, that's really cool.
We met the commissioner. We had lunch with Brendan Shanahan, which was of course former Red Wings was the team he was on, and Bettman gave me this jersey
with your name on it,
with my name on it.
Outstanding.
And it happened in 2010, so that's why it's 10 on the side.
Outstanding. All right, we have a full show for you guys today. Today on the Punch Menu. Watch this, Jeff. Look at this. We got a new Punch Menu graphic here. Look at this. Wait for the ending.
May I take your order?
Yes, on the menu today, we have our comedy clip of the day, picks at 12:36, and in Punch Bowl Pundits, Judge Chris Andrews. In Punch Bowl Pundits, we have Puka, Jets, and Vikings. But first, it's time for top of show breaking video, ladies and gentlemen. These are always something that are fresh, probably something that happened last night. And oh my goodness, what an exciting Thursday night football that we watched last night. I mean, Jeff, you watched the game, right? Did you watch the whole game?
I did. It was a great game. If you had no touchdown, which, by the way, as high as 400 to 1 in the market, which I'm a little bit aggravated myself.
Because you usually
because when I bet the under, which I did last night, which was the easiest bet I've had all year in the NFL.
Right, you usually do.
I usually put $5 or $10 on the no touchdown.
Jeff.
Last night, I'm like, that can't possibly happen, even with the bad weather.
Right.
Someone's going to either throw like. Look at the Rams offense last week. They scored 44 points
against Buffalo.
But boy, what a horrible game. Niners are done.
They are.
And the final score wasn't even the weirdest thing that happened in the game, Frank.
What's the weirdest thing?
Devondre Campbell refused to go into the game.
And by the way, his players laying into him after the game.
Yeah, and correctly so.
Yeah. But here's the most exciting thing about the game. You know what was more exciting? The halftime show. Here's the clip.
Was it Red Panda?
We got corgi races.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be Red Panda for a second.
No, there's Debo, Puka, and there's Cooper. And the winner was a purdy good dog.
Oh.
It's a joke you did once, and purdy good dog.
Oh, man.
Apparently, you are in, we'll get to the fantasy in a minute. Let's go to another clip. On to something more exciting. I wanted to point out, and Jeff and I were just talking about this. We are having our Christmas party next Tuesday, and you're supposed to wear all white. First of all, I don't have all white.
Well, first off, the pants are not going to be white.
I mean, unless we were going to a disco in 1970.
Barry White going to show up?
Barry White? Alex White will be there.
No, I know that. But
Kenny White.
Yeah.
But so anyway, we are doing a white elephant exchange. Are you participating in that?
Haven't decided yet.
Jeff, who's in? Who's in on the white elephant for $20?
Wow.
Are you serious? Nobody?
Are you going to do it then?
Well, I was going to, but now I look like. I always thought that's fun because you're like, oh, well, all right. Well, here, if you are going to a white elephant party, here's some advice. Do what this girl did because this was the hottest item at a white elephant party. Here, ready? Jared Goff cutout, baby. Look at that. Jared Goff. And they're chanting.
If that's in Detroit, that's not a white elephant gift.
Sure it is. Oh, because you're saying you're supposed to buy something silly. I once went to a white elephant party and bought a BB gun. It was $20, $25, and it was the hottest commodity. Everyone wanted the BB gun, so Jared Goff cutout's a pretty good one.
You want a quick story real quick on white elephant gifts?
Yes.
And one that was not supposed to be a white elephant gift, but ended up being one for me.
Okay.
First Christmas that I had with Margaret's family.
Okay.
We've been dating for about a year at that point. Her brother's wife, I didn't know that, like, totally panicked on the gift. Didn't know what the heck I was doing. Didn't see the wish list in time. I bought 2 snow globes.
Okay.
That were Vegas and St. Louis.
Okay.
Where we are, where they are.
Right.
Was told that it was the worst gift ever given at family
That doesn't
Christmas.
sound bad.
That's what I was told.
So stay away from snow globes.
No snow
Go with
globes.
cutouts.
Maybe I'll get you a snow globe.
Give me a Vegas snow globe.
Yeah.
Okay.
My problem with white elephants
what?
is that people don't always give a white elephant gift. Like they don't know.
Well, it's supposed to be something kitschy, right? Like
Right.
something like, right? Like a.
What if someone gave a statue of a white elephant? Would that
My
count?
brother actually got a white elephant
Perfect.
at a white
I
elephant.
feel like
Awesome.
this is something you go to Savers for, and you get something at Savers. What was that?
Get
Sean?
another bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a $20 minimum.
Savers, I could get like a whole wardrobe for $20 there. Someone's lucking out. I think I'm going to participate. We'll discuss this at another time, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, you can get a white elephant statue for $9 on Etsy.
Yeah, but you're not going to get it in time by Tuesday. It's either order that or a white outfit. All right, let's go to the comedy clip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Christmas, only 12 days away. 12 days and 10. All right, I had to show this because it's too good, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a guy that we put on the show all the time. We're in love with the Carolina receiver, Xavier Legette, and he recorded talking Christmas cards. Fanatic gives us this. Here it is. This is amazing.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah,
Merry Christmas.
Happy Holiday. Every year I make a gingerbread man and build him a cute little gingerbread house.
What?
You know, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. If I could do this in person, I would. I don't have much free time, so this course seems to be the best option. Anyway, happy holidays from me and Funday.
Come on. That is amazing, right? So you're like, oh, was that really him? How did he do it? Oh, we have a clip of him recording some of the stuff. So here we go.
Shit, man, would it be Furbies or Furby?
Thank God they captioned it.
Right. Happy holiday. I found out cars could talk.
This guy's electric. He's electric.
Gingerbread man and build him a cute little gingerbread house. You know, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen. Then you kept, hold on, let me get that. Deep fried turkey, collard green, dressing, macaroni. I just don't want it too fast. I ain't going to read it too fast and mess it up. Green beans and candy yam, cranberry sauce. Earphone, video gun, furniture, cars with big red bows. Let's skip the trip left, 17 snowball.
Now he's calling plays.
Trips left, 17 snowball, counter flip shit. To candy cane with corn on the car. On 3. Ready? Furby, jersey, cord, Merry Christmas, Happy Uncle, Happy Holiday.
There you go.
Anyway, happy holiday from me and from Nate. How that was?
What? I don't know.
I enjoyed that very much.
I mean, come on. It's just. Does he have a career in broadcasting after
No.
he's done?
No, he has a career in comedy if he wants.
Yes, he
though.
does. Yeah, he could be a character in a movie.
Someone teach him how to do stand up. He would be great.
Oh my God, he's gold. Love the guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for roll call. Woohoo! Here we go. Let's see who's watching the show today. Always like a Christmas present for me every day when we open it up to see who's there. Now today, Friday the 13th. Oh, what was it? There are gremlins.
There are gremlins.
There are
today.
gremlins here. Just don't
It's
feed them after midnight.
been a
Don't get them
morning.
wet.
Yeah.
And there's a third thing about gremlins, right? Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight. And
Don't let them see the light.
don't make out with them. No, wait, what is-
No, they can't see the light, right?
no, don't let them see light. Yeah, oh, light's bad.
Hey, there it is.
There we go. There's the roll call. It's Friday the 13th, ladies and gentlemen. So today's question, I tried to make it themed as such. The question was something about, are you a superstitious person and are you a superstitious gambler? Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes on the second one.
Yes, I agree.
Yes on the
Superstitious
second
gambler.
one. And it's funny because in normal life, I'm not really that superstitious.
Right, but when you gamble.
But when it's gambling, 100%.
Well, it's like when you bet the under, you naturally bet no touchdown.
Well, when you bet the under and Frank texts me congratulations on the under midway through the third quarter and it loses, we know it's Frank's fault.
Okay.
or when Keith congratulates Alex White
That
on
was
the
the worst
internet
one.
before she's officially won something.
Right, and then she has a
And
1-4
then
weekend.
she happens to have her only bad week of the whole season.
Jeez, and loses it.
Yeah, it just
No money was involved,
Yeah,
thank
but
God.
yes, I am a super so. You and I have played blackjack before.
Yes, we have.
You and I, and who knows? Maybe we'll do it again
It
on
was the
Tuesday.
Christmas party,
Maybe we'll
exactly.
do it again. Maybe
Yes,
you'll
we
lose
will.
your wallet in
My
your own
wallet's
dresser
gonna stay
again.
in my pocket and not end up in a kitchen drawer.
So the biggest superstition gambling wise for me, and this is a weird one.
Okay.
So if there's like a specialty chip at a casino,
Okay.
like a grand opening or something,
yes.
or whatever it is, or
The Hard Rock used to have the good ones. With all
so
the
like
rock stars.
like a specialty chip. that always has to go on the top of the
Yes.
bet.
All right.
It doesn't have to go like if it's in the middle, I'm going to lose.
Nope, I agree.
But if it's on the top, I have a shot.
I went on a run at the Hard Rock Cafe with a Tom Petty chip, and I like Tom Petty.
The cafe is betting now?
No, the Hard Rock Hotel back in the day. Went on a run, $600-$800 with the Petty chip. Couldn't lose with Tom Petty.
That's
had everybody standing up singing Tom Petty.
See, it's something about the.
You gotta do it.
The Mirage had a great one. Rest in peace, Mirage.
Right.
But they had the Shin Lim specialty one, the magician.
The magician, right,
And
yeah.
it was for whatever reason.
It was magic.
I almost never won there. The only time I ever won was because that was on
The
top
Shin
for
Lim
most
chip.
of yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so
I
let's
thought
see.
it magically disappeared.
And with the zinger. JR, Johnny, who was here yesterday. Great job, by the way, Johnny. Outstanding. Very superstitious. Didn't want to mention it yesterday, but still wearing the same underwear since Bengals beat the Cowboys last Monday night.
Oh, boy.
My God.
Yikes.
JR, too much information. Let's see here. Keith Lyle, I've been around gambling and superstitions for 30 years. They're all BS. It's about a feeling of control over an outcome you don't have control over, and it's unlucky to be superstitious. Hey, Keith, we're having fun here, man. You just bummed us all out. Dean Hill, I'm superstitious. If a ticket writer gives me the wrong ticket, I never change it. Go back and bet the regular ticket. Yeah, I would do that. I did that with Powerball tickets.
That's interesting.
That is a good one, Dean. B-Town Dummies here. It's always a zinger, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by. I'm reading this called. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
My one gambling superstition, never let Nicotero sit at third base. Ever wonder why he's called Frankie Overs? Just ask Mr. 22 himself. I like to sit at third base.
Wow, you know what? I have to say this. I'll give B-Town Dummy credit. He could have called you Mr. 26 instead.
He could have. He's a big fan of yours. He loves Jeff Parles.
I'm a big fan of B-Town Dummy as well.
B-Town Dummy. Keith Lyle says that's the only place he ever sits at a blackjack table.
What,
That's
third
true.
base?
Third base.
I agree with Keith. If it's open, I always take it.
Got to take third.
Yeah.
Jerry Trevino. Corgis. I don't know if that's a superstition, but Jerry from downstairs.
Regardless,
Corgis!
well done.
If it's corgis or what's the hedgehog thing? Sonic. Okay. Sean.
What's the hedgehog?
Wait, Sean. Creepy Sean. My superstition is when I write my parlay cards here at South Point Sportsbook, I never use the same pen twice. If I'm filling out two parlays, I use two pens. Wow.
Interesting.
It's interesting, Sean. How are those parlays working out for you?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Joey B, Parles, and Frank need to release a rap.
Joe, you want to write the lyrics?
Joey B, Parles finally with the Devils jersey. There you go.
Yeah.
Joey B, thoughts on my CSU Rams versus Miami of Ohio in the Arizona Bowl in Tucson, Snoop Dogg Bowl. What do you think? Any feeling on that?
Absolutely no idea.
No idea.
The non-playoff bowls, which, by the way, we have a bowl game tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, yes, of course. It's
the Salute the Service Bowl tomorrow. We also have the Celebration Bowl, which is
Army-Navy games tomorrow.
Army-Navies, of course.
okay.
But then there's an actual bowl game, the Salute the Veterans Bowl, which is South Alabama and Western Michigan. For just to throw this out there on the regular bowl games.
Go for it.
Non-playoff bowl games. I used to love bowl season betting wise. It used to be amazing betting wise. But because of the portal now and because of people leaving early for the NFL draft, you have to be very cognizant of what's going on before making any sort of wager. I usually don't make a wager. I don't bet a lot of pre-flop bowl games anymore just because of that.
Pre-flop bowl games. Yeah. Joey B, Mizzou versus Iowa in Music City Bowl. Plus or minus line on how long of a nap viewers will average. She has the plus minus at 1.35 hours.
Oh, Joey. We're going broke again at the Joey B Casino.
There you go. Minidar says, great job, JR. Surprised you are a White Sox fan after hanging out all those years at Wrigley. There you go. So excellent job. We do have some superstitious gamblers, and there you go.
The biggest sports betting superstition that I don't believe in. I'll get yelled at here, and it's more so horse players than sports bettors.
Okay.
Never make a bet with a $50 bill.
I've never heard that one. Yeah. Is that right?
It's bad luck for whatever reason.
Really? That's something we could ask Ralph about?
Which is bad because I'll ask Chris about it because it goes over to sports bettors as well.
Okay. I never knew that.
There is one major bank countrywide, WF, looking at you, at their ATMs.
Are you afraid to say Wells Fargo on the air?
No, I didn't want to embarrass them.
Oh, wow. God.
Too late.
I just heard the clicks of Wells Fargo.
Too late. But they only, here in Vegas at least, it's only when you withdraw money, it's $50 bills. They don't give hundreds.
Really?
You get 50s. Yeah.
Wow. Thank God I'm a Chase guy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we want to look at our fantasy football playoff picture. We're going to do it quick because nothing's more boring than hearing about other people's fantasy teams. But we have to put this graphic up because right now, after a season long of fantasy football, only 4 people stand. Creepy Sean was the overall #1 seed playing Jeff Parles. And in the other matchup, it's Matt and Everett and me. So there you go. That's our final 4. Now, I was just informed before the show, which I didn't know. This is a 2-week. I could lose tonight, but if I score more points, I outscore Matt. And it's 2 weeks. I play Matt.
It's idiocy. It's ESPN's format that they've used forever, where you go.
I never knew this.
2 weeks. Every week in the playoffs is 2 weeks.
All right.
In the default settings. And we are stuck because Commissioner McCormick did not change it. We are stuck potentially with a championship week 18 week, which is not.
Which you don't know who's playing.
Which is not good.
I have Jared Goff. He could be sitting.
It's not good. It's not good.
All right. So anyway, that's our final 4 if anyone cared about the Red Panda League. All right. It's time for That's Crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. It's Lines of the Night. It's Friday the 13th. Who cares?
It's the same difference, right?
They're the same. Jeff, what do you have for us as I take
our friends off the stats, and not to rub salt into the wound of our friend Sean, who had Cooper Kupp in his fantasy lineup. Cooper Kupp, who did forget even having a catch last night. He only had 2 targets in the game last night. Very weird game, obviously. Rams are the first team in NFL history to fail to score a touchdown and have a player that entered the game with 50-plus receptions. And that said player failed to catch a pass in the game.
That's why. And I also saw that the Niners, they never entered the red zone. They never were in the red zone.
I guess you're right. I didn't need
TD.
Because that last drive, Purdy threw the pick from the 30. So I guess you're.
They never got into the red zone.
Yeah.
It's I think since the merger, it's only happened like 4 times.
It was the first. It was the first. Well, forget. So there's one on the Amazon broadcast that ended up being the case for the full game.
Right.
But it was the first Ram 49er matchup ever to make it into the fourth quarter without a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Forget that they never had a game without a touchdown between the two of them.
Wow.
They'd never had a game that reached the fourth quarter without a touchdown.
Wow. And the other thing I saw was they're the first team since the merger to be leading in the fourth quarter and lose 4 divisional games. They lost 4 divisional games that they were leading.
Was that game 6-3 going to the fourth last night? Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a season from hell for the Niners, man.
Yeah. And the overall #1 pick, Christian McCaffrey. Who had that? Who had the overall #1 pick? Oh, sorry.
Ann did it right. It's just bad luck.
Oh, no. Here comes a sound effect. Here comes something. I see her. Here comes the loud air. She has an air horn at her disposal now.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, no, you don't. It's jarring. Okay. For my line of the night, excuse me, Bill Belichick is now the head coach of the UNC Tar Heels, which is wild. 5-year deal, Jeff, for $50 million. But someone noticed that Bill Belichick's buyout at UNC drops from $10 million to $1 million after June 1st, 2025. So I read this again to make sure. Someone said he could leave for an NFL job before he even coaches a game with the Tar Heels. So technically, he could.
So funny you bring this up.
Oh,
one of my good friends who does radio, who's on 101 and ESPN in St. Louis, Brandon Kiley. When this was going on, we were just talking through what do we think will happen here? About the second or third text I sent on the whole thing is like, the situation I hope that happens is Belichick gets the job,
right,
and then gets offered an NFL job and leaves for the job before coaching a game, which then in the process sticks North Carolina with Steven Belichick moving forward,
which is the plan all along.
Which whatever, he's going to be the next coach after Bill's done, assuming that it doesn't end in total train wreck, which it very well may. But boy, it's. Well, this hire's so weird from everyone's perspective.
Longer than he did as Jets head coach.
Well, that was a bigger disaster. That was a big disaster as well, my friend.
All right, let's do today's date. By the way, it's episode 298. We're going to hit 300 on Tuesday.
You're Mr. 300.
Mr. 300, just like Bernie Mac. Was it Bernie Mac?
Well, he's Mr. 3000.
Mr. 3000. Okay. Anyway, today is Friday the 13th, 2024, and here are the national days. One of them's fake. Not a lot on this list, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. National Violin Day, National Cocoa Day, Day of the Horse, Lost and Found Day, Pick a Pathologist Pal Day, or National Build a Fire Day. Which one is fake? Let's see what we got back there. Drew, Dog, and Sean both say Lost and Found. Vince is saying violin. Ann, what do you have?
National Violin Day.
What was the last one you read?
National Build a Fire Day. Do you want to see the list?
I'm going with Pick a Pathologist Day.
Pathologist Pal Day. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 2 days in a row. I have stumped everyone, even with a limited amount. It is not National Build a Fire Day.
No, that was my second choice.
Was that your... Do it again. I fooled everybody because Build a Fire was a good one, and I put it last. I put some thought into this one because Vince has been on to me thinking he's noticed some sort of algorithm. But yeah, did you almost have Build a Fire? Because I saw you get upset. Like,
No.
what? He's not saying. It was, okay, there you go. And okay, now happy birthday.
Wait. Frank, do you know why I thought it was violin?
Why?
Because I keep doing Emily Little, and of course one of her
Violence.
What? The violence?
Why is violence? I
Yeah,
knew where you were going with that. Yeah. No, it's Violin Day. Oh, never mind. Let's see here. Celebrity birthdays. I had to Google this person. Taylor Swift. Oh. It's apparently a very it has something to do with football. And by the way, there's a typo. I have Taylor Swift turns 356. She's 300. She's made a deal with the devil. Taylor Swift turns 35.
Looks real good for 356.
She looks good for 356. By the way, there's some videos floating around. She visited some sick kids at Children's Hospital in Kansas City. She can do no wrong. So there you go. So happy birthday, Taylor Swift, who's 35. And this one, this is fantastic. Dick Van Dyke. How old do you think Dick Van Dyke is?
98, right?
99 today.
Wow. Oh, I was right. He was 98 before today.
He was. I took my mom to see him at Vitello's, which is
Good
a
for him.
restaurant.
Good for him.
Saw him put a show on there, and the guy still tapped. This is about 5 years ago. 99 years old.
He's still one of the most. Is he one of the most? I know this will sound weird. Is he one of the most underratedly talented people ever?
Possibly. I mean, humorous, can dance.
He can do everything.
Triple threat, and just a great guy. I saw him at a pet store one day. I just was walking out of a pet store, and you're like, that looked like Dick Van Dyke. And then
was
it? It was him. Yeah, it was him.
Nice.
And you're just like, hey, and he just kind of went like that. You know, I turned around and went, hey, I think I said Mr. Van Dyke.
Did you know that he escaped? That he was escaped one of the wildfires a day ago?
No.
In California, he had to escape a raging Franklin fire in Malibu.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's where I saw him actually. Well, he probably borrowed Mary Poppins' umbrella and just flew out of there, right?
Yeah, some neighbors helped him get out and everything like that.
Hey, the guy can still he's amazing. So also, Jamie Foxx, a.k.a. Steamin' Willie Beeman in Any Given Sunday, turns 57. So Caden put these all in a machine up in Utah. Here we go. Here's the combined day. And our result is, okay, well, there you go. You got Jamie Foxx riding a horse, which he did in Django. So that could have just been a still from the movie. We have Taylor Swift playing a violin, kind of.
That horse looks like a statue.
It's
does.
cocoa.
What?
It's chocolate. It's cocoa.
Oh, it's cocoa. Maybe it's made out of cocoa because it's National Cocoa Day.
Wow, okay.
And then Lost and Found. Oh, Taylor Swift found a violin in Lost and Found, but it says Lost N-O-E Count. Again, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who fears that AI is going to take over the world, look at this shit. Look at that right there.
Whoa.
What? I can say that. It's not happening. We're fine as humans. The race is safe. That was some good ones. All right, happy birthday, Taylor Swift. Okay, we could open. Let's do one punch bowl. Let's do one punch bowl, Jeff, and then we're going to bring in our guest. So here we go. Open up the punch bowl, and then we're going to bring Deb Witcas. By the way, Dean Hill, Day of the Horse. Evan Tola, I'm superstitious about superstitions. Oh my God, that was the loudest I've ever heard. Mini Dar, never cancel a horse bet placed in air. I agree. Never make a bet with a $50 bill. Never heard that one before, says Joey B. Joey B, we will get Chris's input on that. All right, what do you got there? What number?
Number two.
Number two.
What will UNC's record be next season? And does Mr. Belicheck finish the 5-year contract?
What's their record next year?
6-6 and no.
No, okay.
Would be my answer.
Wait, do I even want this clip? What is this?
There is
Jets. Oh, yeah, screw it. Let's go to another one because we have so much. Let's do another one. Let's get a better one. What's that? Yeah, it was a bad one anyway. Yeah.
No.
Just calling an audible, ladies and gentlemen. That's
Two Monday Night Football games this week.
Oh,
Frank.
this is a good one. Okay, yeah. What number is this? 4? Yeah, number 4.
This is 4. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. So read it out.
Frank totally discounting the Falcons and Raiders game,
I am.
by the
Who
way.
cares? No one's going to watch that game.
There's going to be 65,000 people at Allegiant Stadium a mile and a half from here.
Good point. All right, next.
So which one will, you're asking me if I'm surprised it's only 6.5 with the Vikings and the Bears.
Vikings only 6.5.
So here's all I'll tell you. And if you tune into Football Frenzy on a Friday, which is at 3 o'clock today.
3 o'clock today.
3 o'clock
Is
today.
that on my schedule? Friday at 2, it says.
Well, it's 3 today.
Okay.
3.
All right, 3 o'clock. Make sure you watch.
I've been trying to go against Minnesota for a while now.
I think a lot of people.
Now, didn't work last week because Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Worked 2 weeks ago when Arizona covered. They didn't win.
Okay.
Worked in that ridiculous game against Jacksonville a few weeks ago.
Right.
Didn't work against Tennessee. So we're 2-2 and going against the Vikings here. If I can get a flat 7, I'm going to take Chicago. It's not available right now. There's no
Okay.
like -110 each side.
It's a divisional
7.
game. You think it'll be tight?
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. And the Bears were so impossibly awful last week that it's hard to be that bad 2 weeks in a row.
We shall find out. Well, the reason is I wanted to talk about the Vikings is, Jeff, I have a multiple choice of clips I can play for you.
Ooh.
Which one would you like to see?
Please.
It has to do with the Vikings. Would you like to see a Vikings fan dancing and screaming in the middle of a diner?
Ooh.
A Vikings fan sitting in their seat doing nothing? Or a Vikings fan walking to a game?
I guess we have to go with the first
The
one.
diner one? Okay, roll it.
First down, first up. Lock off, fight.
What is happening here?
I don't know, but the people in the diner are just staring at the guy. You know, Denny's goes off after midnight.
What is happening? That was
know.
he didn't even go skull.
He didn't even get to that. No, he never did
Skull.
skull. He
Oh
never
my
did skull.
God, that was-
Ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom left on this monitor, I see the lovely Deb Witcas. She is ready to go. We're going to take a 30-second break. Make sure the signal's all caught up. We'll see you in 30 seconds. Deb Witcas and Judge Chris Andrews. 30 seconds. We'll be right back. This one? Yes, good. Is that good? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program. This person who's been on the show a couple times, she was here for the Super Bowl. We watched the Super Bowl together last year. I met her on a podcast we did during COVID with another gambling sports web podcast, not nearly as good as this one. And we've stayed friends, and she's awesome. And she is a giant Philadelphia Eagles fan, whereas I am a giant Steelers fan. So here is the lovely Deb Witcas. Yay, Deb. Deb's the, oh, look at this. She's got pom-poms. You can catch Deb.
I'm ready for Sunday.
Oh, my God. She hosts the Blond Blitz, which our own Alex White is a big fan of and is a frequent guest, and you can see all the information there below. But anyway, Deb, you are ready for this Eagles game already. What jersey do you have on? I can't see.
I have AJ Brown on. I've got my new sparkly sequin jacket. I don't know if you guys can see it, and then my AJ Brown.
Wow.
Woo.
AJ
Number
Brown.
11. Also my birthday. So
Now, what did you think of this AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts kind of feud, or is that just stuff that's teammates during a football season?
you know what? I think it's a little bit of a mixture of both. I think the media is blowing it out of proportion. I do have to admit, though, I do have a little bit of a sinking feeling right now. I don't want a repeat of last season where the Birds were, 10-1?
Right.
And then just completely collapsed. So I'm hoping this Sunday that is not the start of it. I'm expecting obviously the Eagles to win, but I'm a little frightened though. I think the Steelers defense is pretty legit this season and might slow our offense down a little bit, but I still think Eagles prevail.
All right,
Sorry.
it is the Keystone Cup, as Jeff referred to it. You got Saquon Barkley, a Penn State guy, all sorts of Pennsylvania things involved. Now, one of the things that Deb and I talked about before is, not a lot of people may know this, but the Eagles and Steelers actually combined during World War II and played one season as the Steagles. And we have this picture that we used on our podcast. This guy made his own jersey, if we can punch in that photo. So there you go. This guy
looking great.
There it is.
Creatively, that was the face of our podcast right there.
Yes, we use that as our logo.
Now, yeah, we did. We stole it. But I'm sure when you looked at the schedule, weeks ago at the top of the season, you're like, oh, Steelers at home, this is going to be a cakewalk. Well, we can actually score points. Now, here is a scenario I hope doesn't happen, but Jalen Hurts is your starting quarterback. Say Jalen twists an ankle, maybe needs to go out and get taped up. Coming into that game would be Kenny Pickett, the quarterback.
Kenny Pickett
Is the backup. Jeff,
where are our flags, guys?
Flags are in the cup over there. Am I not supposed to mention an injury?
I might have to get one.
Jeff is getting a flag on the play. But if Kenny Pickett came in, that would be amazing. But I went to a Steeler-Eagles game back in 2000, somewhere in the aughts, where both teams were undefeated, I think 7 or 8-0. And Ben Roethlisberger, Heinz Ward had a day. But this is a different situation. So I want to ask you, why is Nick Sirianni, everyone's like, remember when he was yelling at fans and everyone's calling for his head?
Yes.
And this team, all they did was just kept winning games. So how do you feel about this Eagles team? Is it a chemistry thing that we're worried about? Because on the field, they look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think they look great. I mean, we're 11-2 right now, but I'm there is a little something to that Jalen Hurts.
And
I feel
AJ
there
Brown,
might be a little something.
Yeah,
an AJ Brown thing. So it's I hope a collapse is not coming, but you never know.
Well, the Steelers look for real. Look, I'm a homer, but they've been playing well. And Russell Wilson has brought the team together, and we're scoring points. So it's going to be an exciting game. Now, what's the current line, Jeff, on this game?
Current line depends on the shop. Not anymore, actually. It's all 5. Philadelphia favorite.
How do you feel about that game with 5
so
points? So
Pickens has officially been ruled out.
He's out, which hurts.
That hurts. So look, this feels like a tight game. You're getting points with Tomlin again.
I know.
We know how good Tomlin is as an underdog. This would be a take of the points, not the money line, Frank.
Right.
Big difference. Take of the points. I like the Eagles by 3.
Okay. Yeah. See, I will, if I'm going to bet this game, which of course I will take the points. I like to bet the Steelers money line a lot, but I won't. Deb, where will you be watching this game, and will you have anything on this game?
I am going to the game.
Oh, you're going?
I will be sitting. Oh, I'm going. I'm in Philly.
I wasn't sure.
I am not missing this game. I will be 10 rows up from the end zone, from the Eagles end zone, and hopefully cheering a lot.
Oh my God.
Just a tidbit of information I wanted to tell you guys. The Steelers have not won a game in Philly since 1965.
It's 59 years. Yeah.
Let's start now.
By the way, we showed a graphic the other day. The last time the Steelers won in Philly, the #1 song in the country was "Yesterday" by the Beatles. That's how long it's been since we've won in Philadelphia. Deb,
October 24th, 1965.
Oh my God! So Deb, you have to give us some video. You gotta shoot a video or two for us and send it to us for the Monday broadcast. But
I will.
Okay, so it's basically picks at 12:36 right now. It's 20 seconds away. So Deb, what is your pick? Give us a final score, and who's the star of the game in your opinion?
Ooh, I think Saquon Barkley is definitely the star of this game. Maybe Jalen Hurts. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm going Barkley all the way. I have a favorite here. They're favored by 5.
Yeah.
I'm going 32-28 Eagles.
Oh, 32-28, which would mean the Steelers cover, according to Deb. Ooh, okay, so you see a high-scoring game. What's the over-under on the game, by the way?
I do.
43.
43. So, okay, that's going to go way over. Jeff, do you see anything on that over-under?
No, wouldn't shock me if we get a higher scoring game, or it wouldn't shock me both defense. Again, I think we have two of the 4 best defenses in the NFL playing in this game, so it wouldn't shock me if it goes under either. Again, field goal game one way, goal game with the Eagles winning it more likely.
All right, and Deb, what's the forecast, and what jersey are you wearing to the game? I know you've already planned this out.
You're right. I have my Eagles Uggs. First off,
you have Eagles Uggs? Oh my God.
I do. Wait, where are they? They're downstairs. I don't have them with me right here.
That's all right.
Or else I'd pick them up and show them. I'm doing my football leggings.
Okay.
And AJ Brown's. I'm gonna wear this jersey, and then with my new sparkly sequin jacket as well.
So it's not going to be. It's not going to be super cold there.
I don't think it's going to be super cold. I'll deal with it.
Okay.
I might wear a jacket underneath. Who knows?
She's from there. All right, Deb. We really appreciate it. And remind everybody where they can watch Blond Blitz.
Absolutely. It is on That Sports Podcast Network. You can also catch me on IG at The Blond Blitz, as well as at Sport Report Deb.
Okay.
So, always fun, guys.
Deb,
Thank you, Frank.
always
Thanks,
great to see you. I love it. I'd wish you luck, but I wouldn't mean it. So,
right?
Go Steelers.
I was about to do the same thing, so don't worry about it.
We'll make some sort of wager on this game before the game. So I'll text you and we'll do that then.
Sounds good.
All right, Deb Witcas, everybody.
All right.
Thank you, Deb. See ya. All right, she's the best. Make sure you watch her Blond Blitz podcast. It's really good. She has Alex on a lot. I've done it a couple times this year, so it's a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, walking into the studio during that Steeler-Eagle discussion is the sportsbook director here at South Point. Chris Andrews is here, ladies and gentlemen. There he is with the cowboy hat on and everything.
I'm Judge Roy Bean.
Judge Roy Bean.
The hanging judge.
Paul Newman movie.
Yeah. There was an earlier one with Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper. Yeah. So, a lot of people hang art in their homes. Well, my dad, as a movie buff, and we owned a video store, but my dad had a collection of movie posters that is unbelievable. So we had a big, I think it's called a 4-sheet or a 2-sheet, whatever, a massive poster as big as one of these planes of Judge Roy Bean.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Lily Langtry.
No.
Because Judge Roy Bean, he had this passion for Lily Langtry.
Oh, I don't remember. I remember seeing the movie very young as a child, but we had that Judge Roy Bean of him sitting in
I
the
love
chair.
Paul Newman, of course. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
But the original one, and I'm not sure, I think it's called The Westerner.
Okay.
And it's with Gary Cooper and...
who's also amazing.
Yeah, who's the guy? He was on The Real McCoys. He's been on a bunch of Gary Cooper movies and a couple...
Man. We'll have to look it up.
Okay,
We're not sure. We'll find
it. Find it for me. I didn't bring my phone with me.
So anyway, Chris, what do you think
The
of
Westerner.
the Steeler-Eagles game? How's the action in the book on this?
Oh, action's great.
Yeah?
Action's great in that movie.
Two of the biggest teams.
In that game. I mean, I made the number 4.
Right.
So it's now gone up.
Yeah,
so I guess
5.
I would lean towards the Steelers.
Right.
I mean, of course I'm going to lean towards the Steelers. But, once they kick off, I booked the game as objectively as possible. Right. But, once they kick off, I'm rooting for the Steelers.
Baby. Yeah, it's
What do we need
game.
from the Westerner, Chris?
Who played Judge Roy Bean?
Walter Brennan.
Walter Brennan.
How can we forget Walter
Real
Brennan?
McCoys.
So anyway, what was I going to say about the game? Damn. I had something. What did you just say about the game? Philadelphia, Pittsburgh?
I made it number 4.
No, here's what I wanted to say. It's opposite the Bills-Lions game. Why the NFL would let this happen, but Netflix, one of these games early or late.
2 different networks.
Didn't expect this game to be that good.
Probably.
I mean, I think that it's as simple as that.
Yeah,
Didn't expect this game to be that good because Philadelphia collapsed down the stretch last year. The Steelers were
not good.
I went
supposed to be
through
an
the
8-win team.
season win totals the other day just to kind of see where we're at. Big money on the Steelers under.
Yeah,
Really?
you're in great shape. You already won.
We already won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what game will you have? You'll have both games on here at the South Point, but the audio of which game? We shall see.
If my supervisors know what's good for them,
Yes,
they will have the Steeler audio.
the Steeler game. There you go. Thank you, Sean.
Sean, you're gonna be halfway home by then.
We have a couple punch bowls before we get into the judge. Why don't we run a couple of those? What do we got?
Well,
here?
hold on.
By the way,
we need to do our picks, don't
Oh
we?
yeah, we should do our picks now. That's true.
I was like, what's her name again?
Deb Witcas.
She's fantastic.
You love Deb.
I'm not sure we should have her this week.
I
But
know.
okay.
Well, I figured, a little.
No, you had
yeah,
to.
she's
You had
great.
to.
She watched the
You
Super
had
Bowl
to.
here with us.
No, she's great. I love having her on.
I always
She's
tell her
terrific.
that you always like when she's on the show. All right, so picks at 12:36. I had a pick. By the way, last night, my pick once again with the Chucker bet, which is taking the longest pass for one of the quarterbacks. I
Yeah,
took
that
Matthew
worked.
Stafford. It did. Matthew Stafford had was it 71 or 51 yarder?
To Puka?
It was the one big play. That
One
was
big
it.
play.
One
It
big
worked.
play the whole
Bam,
day.
cashed in. That was the only bet I had last night. Tonight, or this weekend, I have 2 picks. And why don't we go and put my picks up as I try to find them.
Do you
in my
remember
script.
what they are?
I do kind of.
Kind of. That's a good start.
Vince or someone put it. Oh, there we go. Lions Bills over.
Oh, I knew that was
54.
coming. Should have known that was
Frankie
coming.
What a
overs, ladies and
surprise,
gentlemen.
yeah.
Of course, I'm taking the over. And I had one more on there. Oh, yeah. Devon Achane, who I have on my fantasy team, anytime touchdown, is only minus 135.
Look at this. Over and a favorite. Look at that, Chris.
I was watching ESPN this morning, and Greeny was on.
Okay.
And the Greeny boosted him up. He had four things. Everyone on the over. Everyone. This is.
Well, that's how I was supposed
Seriously,
to do it.
ESPN should be embarrassing themselves. I mean, for the only guy on there that's legit, the only guy, and they got rid of Felica.
Yeah.
So the only guy's legit is Joe Fortenbaugh.
Yeah,
he's great.
Fortenbaugh's
He's
awesome.
legit.
Yeah, he's great.
100%.
But I like both those bets. By the way, I'm on a streak. I don't know. We're not keeping track. But my football picks, I got to say I'm at least 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 11 or something ridiculous. Mostly on props.
Yeah, but you're not keeping track. How do we know you're actually being
I could go back and watch every show, and she'll do it. She loves that. So anyway, she'll go back.
Oh, yeah, more work for Ann. You just volunteered. That's great. That's great.
All right, you know what? I will look it up, and on Monday I will reveal whatever streak I'm on.
It's going to be very funny when it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's very good.
It's probably very good.
It is.
By the way, I have the algorithm for your national thing of the day, whatever it is.
Oh, dog of the day. Oh, national holiday. Yeah,
National holiday.
You do.
I know what the algorithm is. Should I tell you?
Yeah, what?
Because then I'll tell everybody and you'll stop doing it.
What?
When you go through the list.
Yeah.
Now you start looking around your apartment.
This is what I do.
Oh, I have a fireplace. National Build a Fire Day.
Oh, he's right. I've confessed.
I have dog.
No,
I
I've
have a
confessed
dog.
it.
National Adopt a Dog Day.
National Hot Pockets Day.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you come up with your
day.
day.
Was onto it for a while there. He's like, I know what you're doing.
I think Vince was onto it too. I mean, that's how.
But I think everyone's ice cold the past 2 days because Build a Fire sounded good. Oh, go back and look and see what Vince has done the past 30 days.
Well, I don't have a record of it, but I absolutely got it today. I said he was looking around. He has a fireplace. It's National Build a Fire.
Okay. Jeff, what do you got for a pick?
Taking the New York Giants plus the 16.5.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah,
a little high. Yeah.
A lot of points in the National Football
It really
League game,
is.
guys. And we talked about this on Monday, Chris. I mean, you just don't see every once in a while you see a home favorite like this.
Right.
I mean, how often do you see a road favorite like this with Baltimore?
Yeah. What was the last time they were that big of a dog? What was the #1 song there? I'm thinking like what? Mary Had a Little Lamb or something like that.
So actually, was it the same? It was 1966 was the last time the Giants were this big. Were an underdog of more than 2 touchdowns.
It's very close to the it was probably a Beatles song. Was probably #1.
By the way, I'm not a big superstition guy,
right?
But I listen to the Beatles channel all the time.
Yeah, same here.
I've heard yesterday like at least 5-6 times this week.
Really
interesting.
So what was the last? Oh, darling, a lot.
Hang on, but last time Steelers won in
that
Philadelphia.
Was song. See, they're helping us out. So
here we go.
Hey, quickly get to the $50 bill thing. Is that a super? You're not supposed to bet with a 50?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, guys will. You'll start a war.
Really?
If you give them a $50 bill.
I never heard this.
You give them a $50. Now, personally, give me all. You have a suitcase full of 50s.
Right,
I'll take them.
For what it's worth, I'm with Chris on this too.
Yeah, that's wild.
No, but that's a big thing. Yeah,
I know,
guys would go crazy.
Our friend Chris Felica is one of those who's superstitious with the $50 bills.
Yeah.
Well, is it more horse players than sports players, or
pick them?
Pick 'em.
Go
all right,
either
good
way.
enough.
Wow.
But let me just tell you one thing. So my Uncle Jack, legendary sports bettor.
Sure.
One of his legendary scores really put him on the map was the Steelers-Cowboys game. 35-31?
That was Super Bowl,
okay.
1979.
He middled that game. I mean, we knew before the game if the Steelers win by 4, it's like unbelievable. I mean, who knows how much money he won? Really, it's still legendary in this town.
Wow.
So anyway, my cousin is really like my sister. She was at the house when he's watching the game. She's coming down the steps. When they score to make it 35-31, Jack comes up, nobody move. Nobody move. Everybody had. She says, "I'm walking down the stairs." She goes, "I had to watch. I had to listen to the rest of the game."
Oh my
God!
Walking. Are you serious?
He says he would have killed me if I finished walking down the stairs.
That was January 21st, 1979.
And he was superstitious.
Wow.
In Greek, we call it the mati. You put the evil eye on it. He says, "Don't." Put the mati on me. Don't ever say anything.
That is a tremendous story. Aaron O'Connor, the lovely Aaron O'Connor, says, "Love the look, Chris." So there you go.
Thanks, Aaron.
And will the Clydesdales be passing through the South Point Casino this year? No, we had them last year.
I saw on the marquee there's a session on the 19th.
December 19th.
Yes.
Is what Anna's saying.
Look it up on the South Point website.
Okay, look it up on the South Point website. If you could look that up while you're scouring.
Yeah, last year they came for the Super Bowl.
I know. So they will.
Right, the carpet got replaced,
the
right?
Belicheck tournament.
Right. Yeah. Right. Unfortunately, no accidents.
Oh, the carpeting. I remember that. They changed the carpeting the day before the
Yeah,
Clydesdales
I'm thinking
came in.
like, what?
Chris is
Could we
"What
not
you
have
do?
planned this a little better?
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
But we had no accidents. By the way, Aaron O'Connor's husband, the very funny Bob Zaney, you can catch it Delirious if you're in Vegas tonight down at Hennessy's. And Bob Zaney will be here next Thursday co-hosting the show, correct? Yes. Well, Bob
You're going to
Zaney
have him
Joe
and D'Amico on at the same time?
Him and D'Amico again.
Oh boy,
it's going to be a hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen. So next Thursday.
By the way, I was supposed to be here next Thursday, and thank goodness I'm not.
I know. So I'm sure I'll mention you.
Would have been done. Oh, any chance to make fun of me?
All right, so we got all our picks in. Let's do it before we get to the judge. We'll do. I think there's one or two that are worth maybe doing.
All right, real quick, Frank.
Yeah.
One word that would describe.
Yes, this is the one.
The game from last night.
Well, one word.
One word for you.
One word. Boring.
Poor.
Poor. Okay.
You can have 2 meanings for that.
I was going to say spell that.
Yeah,
you pick whatever spelling you want.
I go poor, P-O-R, for poor Sean, who had Cooper Kupp on his fantasy team against you in the playoffs?
Well, I don't feel bad for Sean.
All right, there you go. All right, here's the question. Speaking of Puka Nacua, a reporter asked him about his amazing catch against the Bills last week. And Jeff and Chris, here's a multiple choice. How was Puka feeling in that route? Did he say he was feeling stealthy, invisible, or horny?
I'm going with the last one because it's patently ridiculous.
Chris?
I'm trying to think. Were you looking around and you saw your girlfriend? And
Roll a clip, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Puka Nacua. Listen up.
Man, I was a little horny in my route. I was like,
I knew it. Got it. Told you.
I cut a little bit early. I was like, man, I just feel like I
No,
fell
let
into
him
time.
play.
Like, I'm ready to break open, and I came out of my break and thinking that I was gonna kind of square the ball up, and it ended up being a little bit over the shoulder, and just
Reporter asked him, "What are you talking about?"
And I just felt like the ball tracked, and as soon as I put my hand up, it almost stuck to my hand. So I was like, oh, the first job's done, and now it's time to focus on the second job, and it all worked out.
Here's the reporter.
Yeah, sorry. Just super excited. I was ready.
Spectacular.
Is that not hysterical?
Yeah, I was going to say, we have different definitions of horny.
Yeah, exactly. Keith Lau found that clip. Good job, Keith, and all week. Thank you, Keith. All right. I was going to move on to Judge Chris Andrews.
Yeah, that's good with me.
All right, let's do it. Judge Chris Andrews, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there's the gavel. You do with the cowboy hat. This feels even more intimidating.
Judge Roy Bean. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Like if we got you the actual robe as well with the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Forget the robe.
He doesn't want the robe.
You don't want the robe?
I asked him the first time I go, robe. He goes, no robe, bring the gavel.
The gavel is.
Yeah.
It's a high-end gavel.
By the way, that's Amazon's finest gavel.
Yeah,
right
sure
there.
is.
Chris, are you wearing all white to the Christmas party next week?
I don't have all white.
See?
I know. Okay. Enough said.
I'm not sure I had white pants since my mother took me out of shorts, when I was in first grade.
All right, here we go. Topic number 1. This is to Jeff. Jeff, you can go first. I wish you luck, counselor. If you could choose only one play-by-play broadcaster to call every football game, college or pro, for the rest of your life, who would it be?
Wow.
The floor is yours.
This is such a difficult one because there are so many great.
Throughout history. Football.
Throughout history?
You don't even have to do currently. We're going
Wow, I was just going to go currently, but now
Do you want me to go?
You know what? I want you to go first
I will
because
go first.
you just threw a curveball at me here
Ladies
because
and
there are
gentlemen,
so many great
Your
ones.
Your Honor. There are so many great announcers that have done football. When I was a kid, and I think I'm going back to my childhood days for this one, there were voices like Charlie Jones, who I loved. You had Keith Jackson doing college football. But in the pros for me, my favorite was Mr. Dick Enberg. Dick Enberg, oh my, I love Dick Enberg, would call NBC games. He was always on Charger games, which I got as a kid in California. When he called a Steeler game, it was a big thrill. I've written 2 fan letters in my life, Your Honor. One to Billy Crystal, one to Dick Enberg. Neither returned my fan mail, but I will go with Dick Enberg calling one game for me.
You know what? I'll just preface this. There are so many great
There's so
choices.
many. That's why it's a great
And that
topic.
was one I didn't even think of.
I
and that
hadn't
is,
thought of that one
I
either.
know.
But that
I
is,
love Dick
but
Enberg.
oh my!
He was
Like
so- I loved
even
him.
for someone my age,
Yes,
we know
always
that.
smiling, always into the game.
So you know what? I'm gonna go with someone who is still around. Is not at the top of his game anymore.
Okay.
But when he was at the top of his game, there was no one ever better than Al Michaels.
Yeah.
Elevating the big moments to what they should be, Your Honor. Elevating the biggest, honestly, the biggest moment in American sports history.
Has to be.
He was on the call.
But wait a second. Frank said football.
Well, I'm bringing this up as just how
Your Honor,
random
I
he
would
is.
like that to be dismissed and off the record.
I'll call on you when it's time.
But regardless, so many big games, so many big so many
Yeah,
Super
this
Bowls.
is hyperbole, Your Honor,
An
please.
incredible, well-rounded, always up until the last few years, always nailed the big moments. I'm
Objection.
going with Al Michaels. Get the hell out of here with your objection.
All right, Judge.
It's a really good choice.
This is really a tough one.
Dick Enberg married a girl from Pittsburgh. Broadcaster
You're
I
honest.
rule for Frankie.
Dick Enberg.
No, I got to tell you, I do think, there's so many.
Yeah.
Can I go way back?
Yes,
and not
please.
one of you guys will
Please.
remember Ray Scott.
No, I don't
remember
remember.
I used to do every Green Bay game.
Wow.
I'm talking in the 60s, black and white, when they had the stationary camera. And you
Following.
could always tell, like, what, like now they have, like, the 40 and it's marked this way. Or,
Sure.
this, and you had to watch the camera angle. Oh, they're at the other 40.
Oh, wow.
That's the way it was.
Ray
They had
Scott?
Ray Scott, yeah.
I never heard of Ray Scott.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm going way back. I'm not saying he's my favorite, but he was the one growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it usually has to be someone you grew up with.
Yeah,
right?
and I know. And you grew up with Enberg, and I'll tell you, Enberg was.
I remember
fantastic.
Charlie Jones.
Charlie Jones was great.
Voice.
Yeah,
I love Charlie.
Again, there's no problem.
I mean, Keith Jackson, but he was more of a college guy.
Our former coworker Brent Musburger, of course.
He was an NFL host more than a play-by-play guy, but he was a great college. I mean, and I would say this, if you go just quickly Google best NBA game of all time. It's that triple overtime game.
Yep.
Okay. Who's the announcer?
Brent.
What triple overtime game
the
is that?
Suns and the Celtics in the 70s.
76?
I think that's right.
Oh, is that the year the Suns actually won the title?
No.
The Suns have never won.
That's the Crying Kenny game when he shot the TV.
It's not, Chris, we were on it, 1976.
1976, yeah. That's the Crying Kenny.
Game 5.
And anyway, then go Google, most exciting college game ever. Oh, the flute play. Oh, Brent Musburger announced that one.
Yeah, I remember watching that game live.
Oh, me too.
Me
too. And I needed Boston College bad. That was great.
Gerard Phelan was there.
There are so many good shows, Summerall, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Again, even just modernized, Iron Eagle and Sean McDonough, who got run out of the Monday Night
Football. Sean McDonough is fantastic.
Amazing.
I love Kevin Harlan.
Harlan's good too. There's so many good choices.
It's really hard. I went with Enberg. I think probably he's more my childhood, just like yours.
No fight for me on that one.
Oh wait, Dean Hill says Ray Scott and Lindsey Nelson. I remember.
Yeah,
Chris.
Lindsey Nelson.
Wow.
Who's that on the thread?
Dean Hill.
Oh, he's got to be as old as me then.
Howard Cosell and Kevin Harlan, if neither available.
Cosell,
Matt Neverett. Keith Harlan said that. That's right. We forgot about Matt Neverett.
Keith Lee.
He's a college guy, though.
Is that Kyle, by the way, who you're referring to?
Kyle. Yeah, Kyle, as Joe D'Amico called him. Yeah. He also says, didn't Puka go to BYU? Perhaps he doesn't know the meaning of the word horny. So there you go.
Actually,
all right, moving on to topic number 2. What NCAA program in any sport is the easiest to hate? The floor is yours, Mr. Parles.
Oh, I don't even think I have to even think about this. It's Duke basketball. Not even close.
I knew you were going there.
On this.
Your Honor, you're wearing blue. I feel like he's leading the.
I'll call on you when it's time.
The first.
If you want to say something, you say I object.
I object. Okay.
Can I
object?
Overruled.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Sustained.
Thank you.
That's your line.
The reason we have ridiculous charge calls in college basketball are all Coach K's fault, for one.
Really?
Christian Laettner is the most unlikable college player in the history of college basketball, and I wasn't even alive to watch it, and I know that.
They made a 30 for 30 on that.
I know that. Yeah. I hate Christian Laettner. Yeah, everyone hates Christian Laettner. The fan base, to me, also not the most likable as well. But just everything about them, no.
That's
yuck,
a good one.
Yuck.
All right. By the way, the Laettner game against the Wildcats, Kentucky, I was at a Pittsburgh Penguin game at the Civic Arena. And this is back when people had to have little handheld TVs.
Yeah.
And we're watching the Penguin game.
They were like this big.
Yeah, it was this big. And we're watching the Penguin game. And all of a sudden, a good portion of the crowd went, whoa, like that. And everyone's like, what happened? They're like, you wouldn't believe it. And then we go home and watch sports.
I needed Duke in that game. But anyway, go ahead. So it's still alive. I'm just telling you, he didn't wrap anything up yet.
All right, Your Honor, mine, I went to a different program. I went to a different sport. I went college football.
Okay.
Growing up, and this is not Notre Dame like a lot of people might think, there was no more hated program. And because of this, when I was a child, I still hate them. The University of Miami Hurricanes football. They were thugs. They were terrible. They probably broke every recruiting, but they were always very good. So I love to hate them. So when Penn State beat them, at the time I was rooting for Miami and in a Penn State household. I just lost the case on that, saying that. But anyway, I hate Miami football. Go ahead. Just give it to Jeff.
I'm ruling for Frank.
What?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you.
I object to that.
You're in contempt of court. That's $25.
Check them out.
Let me tell you a couple of things. First of all, I hate Miami.
I have $1.
That'll be enough.
That's enough.
I hate Miami too. But as far as Duke goes, so it's whatever year, I'm trying, 85 maybe.
Okay.
When they had Eugene Banks, who was a Pennsylvania guy, and I saw him. He went to Duke, and I remember Eugene Banks was a great player.
Okay.
And I caught on to Duke like early in the year.
Oh,
and I think Mark Allery. Hang on, Mark Allery was on that team.
Mark Allery.
And I think Jay Billis was on that team.
Yeah, possibly. That sounds about
Might
right.
have been Johnny. What was it? Johnny Dawkins.
The lefty, Johnny Dawkins.
Johnny Dawkins. Anyway, I caught on to them early. I must have won. I mean, I bet them the whole rest of the way, and I probably went, no joke, like 18-2.
It's kind of like my football record lately, 18-2.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe someday I can match Frank.
Undefeated.
Yeah, I go like 18-2. So I have, and like you talked about the Leitner play, I needed Duke bad that day.
Okay, all right.
So
fair
all
enough.
that, but I would.
Fair enough.
But mine, I was just gonna, editorialize for a second. Mine would be Notre Dame.
Yeah,
although
that's figured.
and my daughter for my book that's coming up, my daughter wrote the preface to it, the foreword. Anyway, one of her things, she's told some very quick stories about me. One day she walked in and I'm watching a football game, and it was Notre Dame, I think in Michigan. And she, I'm sitting on the couch. She asked me, so who do you need in this game? I says, well, we need Notre Dame pretty bad. And she looked at me. She goes, so you're rooting for Notre Dame? I looked at her. I says, honey, I wouldn't root for Notre Dame if they were playing the Nazis. And she wrote that. She goes, I'll never forget that as long as I mean, God. Yeah. So anyway, mine would be, although my hate is abated as I've grown older.
All right. By the way, information on when the Clydesdales will be at South Point's in the chat. And JR, who was here yesterday, did a fantastic job. Duke basketball, though I'm a fan, but he says any team Calipari coaches. Oh, it's a Pittsburgh guy. Shouldn't have done that.
I like Calipari.
Yeah,
but,
I do too.
By the way, he was great.
He was great, wasn't he?
He was fantastic.
From the man himself.
I'm trying to even think who I hate the most of a football program in college, and I keep going to Oklahoma, but I don't want to do that to Sean.
Oh, Sean's over there. Don't do that. You're playing him in the playoffs. Creepy Sean, he's doing the lean. Here comes the lean.
He just sent you half the victory sign.
All right, we got one more topic. I assumed it to be split right here. One last topic, and it's seasonal. What are the 3 best Christmas movies? So,
you can go first.
I'll go first. Here we go. I'll do it quickly. I saw Christmas Story in the theater. We were the only family there. It kind of flopped, and then, of course, it gained steam on cable. Christmas Story, they do it for 24 hours on TNT or TBS. I am a huge fan. Bad Santa, which is it's a very offensive movie to Santa Claus, but it's an annual tradition for me to watch Bad Santa. Bad Santa 2's not bad. Then last but not least, I could play into Chris's hand here with an old black and white movie. I'm not doing Miracle on 34th Street or It's a Wonderful Life. I'm going Scrooge with Bill Murray. Always like that. Saw it in the theater as well. So I went 3 kind of contemporary movies, or at least post-1984. Those would be my 3 movies. Jeff, what say you?
All right.
Here we go.
I'm going to start this off with the controversial one. Die Hard is on my list right out of the gate. I know that people are like, oh, it's not a Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. It happened at Christmas.
Christmas movie.
Christmas movie. Yeah.
John Plain.
Very good. I will play to the audience here.
Okay.
A Wonderful Life has to be on there. I mean, it just has to. It's a classic. Even people my age still watch it.
Which I hadn't watched in its entirety until about 5 years ago.
It's impressive.
I'd always seen it in pieces.
And then number 3, I'm going to go with Home Alone.
Okay,
I'm going to go with Home Alone. I watched it the other day because my wife Margaret wanted to watch it, and it's always a fun watch. And
Home Alone 2's better.
I always love Joe Pesci, regardless of what role he's in.
Home Alone 2, much better, terrible movie.
Yeah. Well, that's a tough one because you each have a couple of stinkers in there.
I knew you would be like Miracle on 34th
Die Hard
Street.
is not.
Oh, boy, here we go.
When I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. Die Hard, I just can't call. I know that's a huge controversy. I'm sorry. I don't think it's
fair enough.
Christmas. What were your?
I had Scrooge with Bill Murray.
Okay,
Bad
that's
Santa,
great.
Billy Bob, and Christmas Story. Yeah.
We all love Billy Gardell, but I think you're pandering to Mr. Gardell.
I agree with Chris.
I think you're pandering. Boy, I'd like to. I'm gonna go with Jeff. I'll tell you why. He got 2 of my top 3.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life and Home Alone. Home Alone is great.
I mentioned it the other day. I saw it in a crowded theater in Times Square when I was up visiting a buddy at SNL. Whoa, dropping names.
Oh,
anyway, I've never seen a theater go more bananas watching a movie than Home Alone.
It's a great.
People were screaming. People will
It's
fall
so
down
much
and go
fun.
It's
so much fun.
It's a truly great movie.
Yeah,
and you have a short appearance by John Candy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He's getting her home.
Playing the, what is he, the accordion player?
The polka.
The polka band.
Aaron O'Connor, I agree with Jeff. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and Aaron O'Connor says It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street original.
Yeah, the original one is fantastic.
And then Elf is the one that
Elf is a great one.
Yeah, Elf is good too. Yeah, I don't love Elf as much as others, but it is.
People
it is
do
good.
love him. Yeah. And anything on Christmas movies?
I like the redo of Miracle on 34th Street because I like how he proves it in court.
I don't know if I've ever seen the remake.
I don't know that I've seen it either.
Yeah, I just stick with the original.
I used what's that girl's name from the Matilda girl? I think she was.
The girl who played Matilda. I know who you mean. Is Natalie Wood the little girl in the original or no?
She's in Miracle on 34th Street.
The original Miracle on 34th Street. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, Vince, any Christmas movie? Anyone else want to jump in? Christmas in Connecticut?
Interesting.
Barbara Stanwyck and and what's the fat guy? Is he in that one?
Walter Brennan. No.
Huh? Sidney Greenstreet.
Wow,
yeah.
Look at Vince. Vince is an old soul.
His dad is very good, by the way.
Yeah?
Vince's dad, Vinny, is. He knows the movies better than I do, probably. Yeah.
All right. Perhaps we should have a face-off. Sean, do you have a favorite Christmas movie or Drew Dog? Stick with Elf. Drew Dog? He's going with Elf. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I think anyone under the age of 27 is going to say Elf more times than not.
All right, last thing. Aaron O'Connor says never seen Home Alone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Aaron.
Aaron,
Jeez.
we have to have a screening or something.
Wow. See what Life with Bob Zaney does to you?
I will tell you, I nearly went Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I nearly did both. I nearly did.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And of course, that's the one Costanza cried at in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
The old man got to me.
I forgot
the old
about
man
that.
got to me.
I forgot about that.
I did too. We will be back next week. Alex White will be here on Monday. Jeff, you're coming back someday next
I'll see you on Wednesday.
He's been on Wednesday. Yeah. Matt Neverett will be here at some point, right? We don't know the schedule. It's a holiday schedule.
Yeah, and then I got to do this because different time today.
Right.
Again, 3 o'clock. On Sports by the Book, on Football Frenzy. All the NFL games are initial thoughts on the college football playoff 1 week before Notre Dame takes on Indiana.
That's good. Okay, thank you, Jeff. I'm sorry for that. I have a
You
cough.
okay over there?
I think I'm going to be sick on Wednesday. I don't know if I can make Wednesday's show. So I'm going to get hammered at the party. No,
that's always a good move at an office party.
No, I won't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny White's Dog of the Day. We have Indiana +4. Indiana +4 at Nebraska tonight. We don't have time for a dog clip. Just do that. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching Punchlines. Jeff, always great to see you. We missed you. Chris, Judge Andrews, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Go Steelers. Punchlines live in about every show.
Whoop.